In this video we will be discussing the third type of inventory adjustments transaction, which is the transfer of inventory from one warehouse to another. And this is used in case if you decided to transfer your inventory from warehouse A to warehouse B, your finished goods inventory, of course, from warehouse A to warehouse B, as a preparation to sell it, or as a preparation to warehouse at a different location, things of that sort. This is a transaction, so I'm double clicking on transaction, and it's also related to the inventory control, and this is the item that we are going to be using, transfer of inventory. You will notice that those screens are similar to the screens that we discussed on previous video. It works exactly the same way. You have the posting date, which is set to today's date. If you wish to adjust it, you can always click on this button to get the calendar and change the date. If not, you can always press enter to bypass it. Now, different from the previous adjustment transactions, that we always have been dealing with one location, the location that you adjust the inventory, or the location that you want to enter the physical inventory for. In this transaction, we're going to need to select two locations: one that we are transferring the full merchandise from, and one that we are transferring the merchandise to. So in this case, we're using two warehouses, or in this type of transactions, we're using two warehouses. Now I'm using my mouse and clicking on new, and I can either type the style number, or I can of course select it from the list as we do with all other screens. Then you have also the date that can be different from the batch date. So if you're actually transferring this thing in multiple days, for example, you can enter a date for each line. Then a reason for the transfer and a reference for the transfer, like 10 cartons, and of course a transfer code. Now, if you do not have the proper code over here, of course I would advise you to contact your system administrator to create the code. But if you have access, you can directly create the code from here. We need usually a meaningful reason that's linked to a meaningful reason code that's linked to a general ledger account number, since that the result of this transaction will also include creating a transaction on the general ledger. So just going to choose overage of warehouse number 1. Now here it tells you here is the sizes for that style. Then you have the warehouse that we're shipping from. Here is the quantity that's available. Okay, and we need to transfer say 10 pieces. So we used to have 18 we're going to have 18 at the warehouse, plus 10 goes to the new warehouse. So now the new warehouse is going to have 20, 30, 30, 20 at his inventory. Then I'm going to click OK. Repeat again the same action for as many styles as I like. So here 3, 3, 3, 3, for example, and so on. Once I am done, I'm going to click on my close button. If there is any kind of changes I would like to do or remove any of the lines, I will just highlight and click on remove, or highlight and click on modify to adjust my numbers, as you can see. Then if everything looks okay, I'm just going to hit my save button to save the transaction. Again, system will always give you this the ability to print this report at the time of saving, but you don't have to do that. You don't have to print it right away, and know that you have the ability to print this report from output, inventory control, and inventory adjustments report.